In this video, I only cover the questions found in the GMetrix Illustrator CC 18 Test 1. Task 1 asks, using the image as reference, identify the elements of an image in the Layers panel. A is our selected object. B is our target icon. C is the template layer. D is our sublayer. And E is our layer. You do want to be familiar with this panel. We'll go ahead and click Next. Task 2 asks, which phrase is used in regards to the Gestalt principle? We're going to go ahead and select the whole is greater than the sum of parts. This is a term that I've seen used on a few of the different Adobe certification exams. This is a principle that you do want to be familiar with. We'll go ahead and click Next. Task 3 asks, in regards to typography, which of the following correctly describes kerning? The answer to this is the spacing between specific pairs of characters. We'll go ahead and click Next. The following RGB color values create which of the following? The correct answer for this would be white. The values of 000 would be black. I've seen similar type of questions on the different Adobe certifications regarding these color values, so you'll want to be familiar with this type of question. We'll go ahead and click Next. Task 5 asks, which panel allows you to quickly convert a bitmap image into a vector graphic? We want to go ahead and select Image Trace panel, and we'll go ahead and click Next. Task 6 asks, which of the following features allows a shape to hide parts of other artwork so only the part within the shape is visible? The correct answer would be Clipping Mask. We'll go ahead and click Next. Task 7 asks, which of the following features allows you to edit an individual object in a group while dimming all other non-selected objects? The correct answer would be the Group Isolation mode. We'll go ahead and click Next. Task 8 asks, and I'm going to go ahead and try and pronounce this term correctly, what is a Bezier curve? And as I look through these answers here, it tells us to choose two. The first one I see is a curve that is created using mathematical formulas. That's correct. And then the second one is a curve that can be scaled and manipulated easily. That is also correct. You do want to be familiar with this term because I've seen this before on Adobe certifications exam. You could be asked about this term. Task 9 asks us in the new document dialog box, what is the default unit of measurement? If you have a question like this on the certification exam, you won't have Adobe Illustrator running in the background for this portion of the exam, and so you'll want to be familiar with something like this. The correct answer here is points, and we'll click Next. Task 10 asks, what must you do before you can edit an Illustrator document that was placed inside your new Illustrator document? The correct answer for this is disable links to that document. We'll go ahead and click Next. Task 11 asks, which of the following statements is true in regards to printing an Adobe Illustrator project? As I read through this, the printer's resolution directly affects the size and quality of the images you can print. That seems like the correct answer. Let's read through the other ones. Illustrator files can't be printed using process colors. It's not that. You can't print directly from Adobe Illustrator. It's not that answer. And then there are no size restrictions no matter what printer you use. It's not that. We'll go ahead and keep our selected answer. The printer's resolution directly affects the size and quality of the images you can print. We'll go ahead and click Next. Task 12 asks us to go ahead and match each tool name with its corresponding tool icon. Let's go ahead and match these up. The most difficult to identify out of these is probably going to be the Shape Builder tool, which is this first one right here. The next one, the Rectangle tool, is this one. The Eraser tool is this icon. The Brush tool is there. And then our Pen tool goes right here. We'll go ahead and click Next. Task 13 asks, which option is a reason to add a bleed to your Illustrator document? Understand that bleed is for when they print it and they go to cut it. As I look through these, to ensure that the artwork is still printed to the edge of the page after the page is trimmed, that would be the correct answer. We'll go ahead and click Next. Task 23 asks, which of the following information needs to be gathered before you start working on the project? It tells us to choose 2. As I read through these, this type of question can be difficult, but the ones that we want to select for this are a demographic report on the customers who purchase online orders, and what new information the new website will need that the old website didn't have. We'll go ahead and click Next. Task 34 says, before creating assets for the project, which of the following design decisions need to be made? The keyword here is design decisions. So that would eliminate where the books would be distributed because that's not a design decision. And then it would also eliminate check for any spelling or grammar errors. So we want to select make sure the assets are appropriate for the intended age of the children and ensure the art style is appealing to children and their parents. We'll go ahead and click Next. Task 38 asks the question, which of the following describes a creative work that can be used without permission because it is owned by the public and not an individual? And the selection that we want to make here is called public domain. We'll click Next. Task 39 says, one of the team members in your project sent you an email with images that he found to use in the project. In which of the following circumstances would it be legal for you to use the images in your project? And it tells us that there are 2 options. Reading through these, our selections need to be he found the images online, but they were in the public domain, and the team member created the images himself. Just because they're found online doesn't mean you can use them, and just because the artist died also doesn't mean that you can use them. We'll go ahead and click Next. Task 40 says, which of the following clearly outlines the goals and boundaries of a project? You see this term repeatedly on the Adobe certification exams, and that's project scope. We'll select that and click Next. Task 41 asks us, which of the following is a raster or bitmap file type? And from the file types here, we want to go ahead and select PNG, and we'll go ahead and click Next. Task 42 says that we need to select the image that best represents the rule of thirds principle. And as I look through this list, the rule of thirds is this one right here. We'll go ahead and click Next.